Welcome to Flash Tutorial Ice Ball Game Part 5. It's a follow-up to the tutorial Ice Ball Game Part 4. That's what I have opened on my computer. And you may or may not need a pencil or paper. I'm not sure, but it's always nice to have one handy. We just made it so that the player can win the game. Now let's make it so that the player can lose the game and the computer wins. I have all my layers locked, opening the Actions panel, and way up here at the top where all my variables are, I'm going to put another variable in, var, count, capital C-O-U-N-T, colon, number equals 0, semicolon. We're going to have count how many times the ball goes through the maze here. Let's go back to the main timeline for a minute. I think it's this one's here. Yeah, unlock this layer here, the borders, horizontal. Click off to the side. I want to get the name of this one for a minute. It is that border horizontal with the double LL. Open the Actions panel. Come down and find that one where it's hitting the ball. I think it's by itself. Yep, there it is here. That's where the ball hits it. That's where it's incremented and all that. So click here, enter, and that variable was count, C-O-U-N-T, count equals C-O-U-N-T, count plus, let's use some 1,000, big numbers, big points. If we're going to be counting something, we have to have some place to display it. Back to the timeline. All my layers are locked. This person's layer, select that, insert a layer. Call it score. Now this is the score against you, S-C-O-R-E. This is the score for the computer. Select that frame 1. Pick up a text tool. We can go with red on the text. Properties, this time we went dynamic text. Everything else can say the same. Oh, got to give it a name. Dynamic text. Got to make a text box. Open the properties panel. And I want to call it score. S-C-O-R-E, shift underscore TXT, that's its name. And click in here, and we just want one box, about that big. And we'll start it with a bunch of zeros. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Let's put that many zeros into it. We don't want it to be in the way of my person or my ball, so put it here. And at the same time I want to highlight it, so pick the rectangle tool up. I want no fill, and I'm picking up this crazy purple color. Open the properties panel, and I want the stroke to be about 3 so we can see it, and just so you can cover those numbers, just so we catch those numbers. Nice purple box called score text. Go back to the Actions panel, and somewhere in this event listener, this one down here I believe, no, that's got to have a key down, so this one here. So at the end of this event listener, the stage 1, go past all this ball stuff, all this up downs, past this big or, I call it, way down here, and in here between those two close curly brackets, type this, type score text, that's that box we just made, period text equals open bracket count, that's the variable, close bracket, period 2 string, period 2 small t capital S, that will turn blue. This TEXT turns blue. Open close bracket semicolon. Control test movie test. I got an error, something wrong. Font should be embedded. Okay, let's do that. Probably because I haven't written any fonts. So I'm going to go back to this line where I have my score, unlock it, make sure I get that white screen there, double click, properties, embed my fonts. I want upper, lower, numerals, and punctuations. Okay. Now let's try it. Test movie. Test. Gotta love that output panel. It's 0. I'm going to wait for this. I'm not going to move my ball. And it'll hit this, and it should jump to 1,000. That's good. Let it do it twice. Give you a little bit of time to digest what's going on. And then all we got to come up is a win for the ball. Good. Making sure all my layers are locked, selecting that frame actions code if you're not already on it. And here's this, right under this, put a couple enters. And type this code. Type. If, open bracket, count, that's that variable we're displaying, equals 2,000, close bracket. There's an open curly bracket. Lose underscore MC, period, go to end stop, turns blue, open bracket, 2, close bracket, semicolon, and there's a close curly bracket. We'll actually do greater than or equals to. I'm back on the main timeline. All my layers are locked. I'm selecting this over layer, insert layer, call it lose, L-O-S-E. Selecting frame 1. I have this first frame selected. I want a rectangle. I'm going to make it bluish color. Rectangle tool. There we go. And I'm going to use my selection tool. Highlight it. Modify it. Convert it to a symbol. Movie clip. It's called lose. L-O-S-E. Shift underscore MC. Copy that. Open the properties panel. Paste it in. Now if I double click on it, I'm inside that movie clip. I want my text tool. Text tool is this color down here, and I want it to be a yellowish color. Open the properties panel. It says text tool. I want static text, not dynamic. And I'm going to leave it at 50 points for a minute. Lock this layer. Call it background, BG. Insert layer. Call it text. T-E-X-T. I don't know if I still have my text tool selected. Select it. G-A-M-E, game. O-V-E-R. You lose. I'm just going to make this font a little bit smaller. Make it 35-ish. That's better. And you can play around with that to get whatever you want. Lock that layer. Insert layer. Call it action script. AS. Select frame 1. Open the panel. Stop. S-T-O-P. Open close bracket semicolon. And click here. Drag down in one stroke and move it to the right one. Back to the main scene. Let's test this out. Let's test this out. No errors. I'm going to let it drop twice. 1,000. And it should say you lose. Game over, you lose. And I just want to make sure here that my man still works. I'm sure he does to win. When I moved it, I hit one of those borders and it started the man back over. And as soon as I hit this, it's going to say you win and the man disappears. Okay, that's with one ball. I now want to add some more balls to it, so let's do that. Go down, lock all my layers, go down to the ball layer, unlock it, select that frame, and my little ball comes to life. Pick up your selection tool, highlight it if it's not highlighted, right click, copy it, and right click, paste it in place. And for now we're just going to move it a little bit like that. Open the properties panel and call it ball 2 underscore MC. Lock down layers, open the actions panel, and this we don't need, so we can delete this. Click here, copy this line and paste it. Click here and paste it in and call this ball 2x, because we're going to have that ball, do that ball 2 do all the same things. Now from here down, I'm going to copy that. From here down, keep going down, 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 down. Whoa, don't go that far. Down till we get to the end of where we are count +1. Before we start this if right and left, right click, copy that. Click right here, few enters, right click, paste it, paste it. Now go up to where that starts. This is the first one, and this is where the second one is. So where you see ball, you need to put a 2. Ball 2. Now it's easy to make a mistake doing this. Very easy. You can make a mistake by forgetting them, or you can make a mistake putting the 2 in the wrong spot. But normally the output panel will tell you if you have something wrong. Okay, that might be enough. Control, test movie, test. No errors, and both my balls move. Good. Now, if you want them to move different speeds, you can make a ball 2 had this one here have a different value than this one. But what I'm going to do is something slightly different. I'm going to use 2 balls. This ball here, so go back to my timeline, and this ball here, this ball 2, I'm highlighting it, and I'm using my arrow key just to get it off here for a minute. Open the properties panel, and I'm going to make the x coordinate right here, the x coordinate, it's -22. I'm going to make it -200, and it's going to shoot way to the left. Oops, what happened there? Control Z. X. Oh, and then put minus in. -200, and enter. Now I'm only putting it that space. And if what you want to do is, if you have more than 2 balls, put another one, but don't put them on the same X. Their Y got to be the same, but not the same X. But I'm just using that as a starting point. Now, if I ran this ball would hit here, and it would be like the ball hitting one of these things, and it would just probably change direction. So what we got to do is stop these balls when they come in from hitting this one here, and that's very easy to do. Lock all the layers. This is the horizontal borders, I believe. Yeah. Select this one. Pick up the free transform tool right there. Free transform tool. take this little dot and pull it down right there in the center. Get up here, get the double arrow, and bring it down so that it's below that line where this is going to come in. There. Let's test this. Good, no arrows. In a few minutes, the other one should come along. Why is it not coming? Why is it not coming? I want to show you why it's not coming. I think I know. If I unlock that layer, when I moved it, I got this a whole bunch of extras. I sort of stretched it. Control Z. I'm going to try to put that back where it was. I'm putting everything back where it was on these balls. There. Highlight this ball, not click on it. Now use your arrow key. And I'm going to take it over. Whatever it is, that's what I'm going to use. And it should be somewhere around, minus 228. I'm happy with that. I'm going to write that down. Minus 228.5 on the X. Okay, now let's try this. I do not understand why that's not working. Oh, it might be hitting this. Now we got to fix this here. Select it. Pull that button down to here. Pull this down to here. Control, test movie, test. There it is. And when this one comes back, hits there, goes up. This one hits there, goes up. And because I got two of them hitting it, I'm getting my 2000. So that's sending this one back to here. Let's look at the action code for a second. And if I go down on the ball 2, right here, when it hits that lower limit, I'm sending it to the same spot as I'm sending ball 1. Well, I don't want to do that. I want to send it back, just for my purpose, to minus 228.5. Now, you can make as many balls as you want, but you're going to have to play around with them as to where you want them to return. Let's just test this. This one comes later. You could have some more start now. And the more you have, the more difficult it is going to be on this little person to do it. This one's going to be sent back to here. This one's going to be sent back over here somewhere. But here it comes. I think all we have to do is put the little person back to where he belongs, and we're reasonably in business. So go to this purse frame and pick up selection tool. Make sure he's highlighted, if that's a word. I have it written down, if I look at my action script, for the person, when he hits, there's his 2 coordinates there. I think that's the 2 star coordinates. So I want to open the properties panel. Oops, gotta select them. Open the properties panel. Don't know why that's happening. Oh, it won't let me see both at the same time. Wow, what a horrible thing. So his X is going to be 231.25, and his Y is going to be 363.5. I already have that written down somewhere, but I just want to show you how I got it. and I just go to the highlight them, go to the properties panel. The X was 231.25 and my Y was 363.5, and that's where I want them. Before I try it, I'm going to go down here now, and it's down here. I think it's where all those counts are. If the count here, where the score text, and it says if count is 2,000, let's make it 20,000. Okay, gives us a better chance of winning. Otherwise, the man's going to win. Otherwise, the computer will win every time. Get up and hide. It's going to be close. Soon will be 200 right quick. You're going to have to play around with how difficult you want this to be. Now, this is a tight one. I'm going to wait till they both go by, and then I might have to wait in that other corner for a couple of seconds. Come down. Oh, I hope I make it. I'm going to hide here. I ain't going to try to beat them two out. I'm going to let they both come. And then that might be the wrong thing to do. Here it comes. This is going to be close because that bottom one's going to hit. Oh, God. Can I erase that bottom one? No. No. Now I can. Oh, no, it goes by. Can't erase them both. You can see that's not the simplest thing in the world. Now, I'm going to get ready this time. As soon as it goes by, I should be able to beat it. I should be able to beat this. Come on, 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 come on. Hey, I won. There's a few things that could be done to make it look better. The ball could be the same color as the ice instead of red. And the little oval could be actually a person, and those sort of things. But I've been at this for 5 tutorials, and for me it's enough. But if I get a request to dress it up, I'll consider doing it. Hope you learned something from these 5, I think, tutorials, and I hope you use what you learn.